we've also, not just boredom, we've removed, for example, these discomforts, we've even removed these struggles, even that art of waiting is gone. As soon as you're in a line, you're just on your phone, you're not really going through the struggle of waiting in the line anymore. So it makes me wonder that now that we've lost these things to an extent, what role did those things such as struggle, such as boredom and waiting play in building our character?
As I mentioned, life used to be difficult. Say, for example, just to pay the bills, electricity, gas, so you will have to go and queue up in the bank or in a place and then have to pay them yourself. Or any other things, any household utility, or then again shopping, for example, and all. So you needed a lot of effort to, sometimes water is not coming, or so many other things. And people, of course, humanity as a whole dealt with those struggles. And from very early on, so humanity always tried to find ways, whatever struggle they're going through, to avoid going through those struggles. And social media, of course, helped coming up with, for example, to get rid of the struggle of boredom or struggle of finding out all this knowledge information and all the other type of informations. But at the same time, what now people are realizing is that the learning process needs struggle. So you only learn deeper when you go through a struggle and how to navigate through that difficult time. So each chore, which is a difficult one, once you do, your mind works how to simplify that chore and make it more efficient for yourself. So that is a creative mindset that comes out with that. And with the absence of boredom and all those struggles we used to have, new research is showing that people are not as their critical thinking ability is going down, their memory is going down. And the reason for it is because they are not that deep a thinker anymore as when people were struggling with doing things, used to access their critical thinking part of brains to solve those difficult problems. But of course, it's too early days. It is only 15 odd years since the social media has properly kicked in kind of broader society. So people would, of course, and social media has its own difficulties as well of identity, of this information overload and too many distractions and comparison culture and all those kind of formal. These difficulties, of course, would kick in a different form, and they would become a different type of struggle to work through. And of course, those struggles would teach people different lessons and different type of personalities, and critical thinking would come out in a maybe different way. So we don't know, only time will tell. But struggles do help in the process of learning and understanding life in a deeper way.
And what you say there is very interesting, that our struggles generation to generation have changed. Obviously, the digital comparison, that information overload, it's not something you guys had to deal with as much. And I feel like there is obviously quite a common mindset from generation to generation, even from my generation to the younger and the one before that you kind of see the next generation sometimes is weaker, that they don't have as much resilience dealing with that struggle.